Hi, I'm John Fernandez, Engineering Director, Team Viper.
And I'm John Hinckley, Plant Manager here at Conner Avenue Assembly Plant. We're speaking to you from the Viper Final Line area. These vehicles will soon be shipped to eager owners just like you.
We hope the following video will be helpful with your initial ownership experience. We feel it addresses many of the common questions which arise during the first few days while new owners become accustomed to their vehicles.
And you Viper enthusiasts in northern climates may want to refer to the video in winter months just to keep the Viper feeling alive.
Before we get started though, let's make 3 quick points. First, this video is not intended as a substitute for your owner's manual. You should carefully read your owner's manual for detailed descriptions of features, operating instructions, maintenance, and safety considerations.
Second, Team Viper, the Dodge Division, and the Chrysler Corporation are committed believers in the philosophy of continuous improvement. As a result, it's possible that you may see some minor differences between your car and those in this presentation.
And finally, for your convenience, this video has been divided into 4 color-coded segments that can be easily located while scanning through this tape. The safety and security segment is preceded by a red screen, popular features is blue, maintenance is yellow, and removable tops is green.
Thanks for purchasing a Viper. We're very happy to have you as a customer.
So sit back, relax, enjoy the program, and welcome to the Chrysler family.
Hello everyone, I'm John Fawson, and welcome to the 1998 Viper Glove Box video. I'm here with 2 very knowledgeable Team Viper members. Body Engineering Manager, Sandy Emmerling.
Hi, John.
Hi, Sandy. And Engine Engineering Manager, Charlie Brown III.
Hi, John.
Charlie. Together, we're going to take a look at some important and new features of your 1998 Dodge Viper. Remember, you can easily locate a particular subject by scanning through the tape to its color-coded segment. For example, operating instructions for the CD player are found in the popular features segment. Simply fast forward until you see the blue screen. The radio, CD, and clock section will follow shortly. For your convenience, a reference guide to most of the video's content is listed on the back cover of the tape box. And now, gentlemen, start your engines and let's get rolling. Let's begin with a few of your Viper's safety and security features. Safety belts are one of the most important safety features on your Viper. The combined shoulder and lap belt works just like most other vehicles, except that the shoulder harnesses are mounted inboard and the buckles are outboard. Your Viper is equipped with the next generation of airbags, which are environmentally friendly and certified to the new federal regulations that allow less forceful airbags. There are a few simple steps you can take to help improve the effectiveness of a deploying airbag. Occupants should wear their lap and shoulder belts properly. Never place the shoulder belt behind, on, or under the arm. To minimize the chance of injury during airbag deployment, both the driver and front passenger should sit back as far as practical from the airbags. New this year is the passenger side airbag shutoff switch, which is located on the instrument panel to the right of the radio. Notice that a light appears near the switch to indicate that the passenger airbag is turned off. For your safety, Viper's door locks are designed to automatically engage when the vehicle speed reaches 8 miles per hour. They remain locked until you manually open the door or unlock them using the switch located next to the door release handle. If for any reason the switch does not release the power locks, you can mechanically unlatch the door by pulling down on the manual release handle located in the door stanchion just to the rear of the side glass. Your Viper is equipped with a vehicle theft security system that monitors the doors, trunk, hood, and ignition. To arm the system and lock the doors, remove the keys from the ignition and exit the vehicle. With the hood and trunk closed, you can either lock the doors with the door-mounted switch or by pressing the lock button on the remote transmitter. The horn will sound to indicate the alarm is set. The security light, located near the windshield, will flash once every 5 seconds. The alarm will sound if anyone attempts to open the hood, hatch, doors, or turns the ignition to the on position. When the alarm is activated, the horn will sound. The park, side marker, and tail lights will flash. And if someone attempts to start the vehicle, the engine control module will shut the engine off. After about 2.5 minutes, the horn will stop sounding. The lights will continue to flash for another 15 minutes. To disarm the system and unlock the doors, press the unlock button on the remote transmitter. If the horn sounds 3 times, the alarm has been tripped and you should inspect the car for tampering. If the car's battery is drained, the power locks will not operate. On the GTS Coupe, you can enter the vehicle by using the key to open the rear hatch. Then reach inside and pull the door's manual release lever down. On the RT10 Roadster, you can enter the vehicle by unlocking the rear glass with the small key provided. Fold the glass down, then reach inside and use the door's manual release as previously shown. If the transmitter battery dies, you can still operate the vehicle. Enter the vehicle using the method just shown. This will trigger the alarm. To shut off the alarm and re-enable the car's ignition, use the key to unlock the door for the center console compartment. Inside the compartment at the top is another key cylinder. Inserting your ignition key and turning it will deactivate the alarm. The best way to avoid this is to prevent the transmitter battery from running down. You can change the battery by prying open the case and replacing it with a new one, which should be readily available at retail stores. After you change the battery, you'll need to resynchronize the transmitter with the system. While standing near the vehicle, press both the lock and unlock buttons simultaneously until the horn sounds once. This tells you the transmitter is now synchronized and can be used normally. Now let's look at Viper's most popular features, ones that you will use on an everyday basis. Viper's driver and passenger seats offer 3 types of adjustments. You can recline the seat slightly by lifting the recliner control, which is located on the left side of the seat. You can slide the seat forward or back by moving the seat adjustment lever, located near the center of the seat, to the left. You can adjust the amount of lumbar support with the hand pump. To increase the support, close the release valve by turning clockwise. Then squeeze the hand pump until there is enough support. To reduce the lumbar support, open the valve by turning it counterclockwise until you are comfortable. Then close the valve. In addition to the seat controls, you can also adjust the location of the pedals by about 4 inches. To adjust the pedals, first arrange the seat controls for a comfortable driving position to the steering wheel and shift lever. The knob that's recessed into the knee bolster controls the pedals. Turn the knob clockwise to bring the pedals closer, or counterclockwise to position them farther away. Find a comfortable position that allows full pedal travel. It may take a few tries to find the best positioning for the seat and pedals. For safety, never attempt to adjust the seat or pedals while the car is moving. The large tachometer and speedometer are located directly in front of the driver for easy reference. To their right, located in the center of the panel, are gauges displaying the engine coolant temperature, oil pressure, fuel, and electrical system voltage. To the right and below the speedometer is the message center, which contains 11 warning lights. Many of these lights will briefly appear at startup as a bulb check, then go out. The skip shift light appears when the transmission has you upshift from first gear into fourth gear, skipping the second and third gears in order to save fuel. This will only happen during certain predetermined conditions. Service Engine Soon illuminates when the onboard diagnostic system detects a potential problem. If the light appears and stays steadily lit, the vehicle can be driven, but you should see your dealer as soon as possible. If the light blinks, have the car serviced immediately. Here's a tip that could save you some inconvenience. If the Service Engine Soon light ever appears and stays lit soon after you've refueled the car, shut the engine off and check the fuel filler cap. A loose cap could cause the light to come on. Restart the engine. If the service engine soon light goes out, that was the probable cause. Other message center warning lights will remind you to wear seat belts, alert you of overheated engine coolant, low oil pressure, a charging system malfunction, warn you of a door that's not completely closed, alert you that the parking brake is set, or to a brake system problem, that the airbag system needs service, or inform you that the high beams or fog lights are in use. The switch for the lights is located to the left of the instrument panel next to the door. Turn the knob clockwise to the first position for the parking lights and to the second position for the headlights. The brightness of the instrument panel lights can be adjusted with the thumb wheel switch located to the right of the steering wheel. To turn the high beams on or off when the headlights are on, pull the turn signal stalk at the left side towards you. Doing this same action with the headlights off flashes the high beams momentarily. To turn the fog lights on, turn the headlight switch clockwise until either the parking lights or the headlights are on. Then pull the switch outward toward you. The fog lights are operational with or without the low beam headlights on. However, they will not operate with the high beams. Your power windows can be controlled from the switches mounted on the center console. Moving the switch rearward opens the window. Moving it forward closes it. Coupe models are equipped with a rear window defogger. The windshield wiper controls are located on the turn signal stalk on the left side of the steering column. Rotate the control knob at the end of the stalk forward to activate either the low or high speed positions. To wash the windshield, press the end of the control lever inward. The heater and air conditioning system is controlled with 3 knobs located in the center of the instrument panel. The left knob controls the blower speed. The center knob controls the air temperature when the system is in the heat and/or defrost modes. The blue area indicates cooler temperatures, and the red area, warmer temperatures. The right knob selects the desired mode. Reading clockwise, your choices are recirculate air conditioning, the setting that provides maximum cooling; air conditioning, using the outside air; vent, which directs outside air through the instrument panel vents. The middle position, with the knob pointed vertically, is the off position. Floor directs outside air through the floor vents. Floor and defrost directs outside air through the floor vents and up through the defroster outlets toward the windshield. And defrost directs outside air through the defroster vents only. Your Viper features a sophisticated Alpine radio located in the center of the instrument panel. The radio will only work when the ignition switch is in the on or accessory positions. Turn the radio on with the power switch in the top left corner. Select AM or FM by pressing the tuner band button at the bottom left. There are 2 FM bands, F1 and F2. This enables you to preset a total of 12 FM stations. To manually select a station, press and hold the up or down arrows until the desired frequency is displayed. You can use the automatic seek feature to find the next station by pressing the up or down arrow button for 1 second, then releasing it. The radio will stop at the next station. To add the station to one of your preset buttons, press and hold any numbered button until the display begins to flash. Then release it and press the preset button where you want to store the station. To adjust the treble, bass, balance, or fader, press the mode button until you see the desired function in the display. Then press the up or down arrow as desired. The mode will always default to adjust the volume after 5 seconds of no activity. Therefore, you can usually adjust the volume simply by pressing the up or down arrows. The radio also contains a unique automatic volume control feature, or AVC, that automatically adjusts the volume level according to the speed of the vehicle. Press the AVC button in the bottom left corner to choose among 3 modes. Off, which makes the system work like a conventional radio. AVC 1, which is tailored for driving with the windows up. Or AVC 2, which is tailored for driving with the windows down. To play a compact disc, simply insert it. The word load will appear in the display. You can pause or play the disc by pressing this button in the bottom left corner. You can skip forward or backward among the tracks by pressing and releasing the down and up buttons located just above the radio presets. Pressing and holding these buttons will fast forward or backward through the disc. The radio preset buttons 1 through 3 serve other functions when playing a CD, as printed just above the buttons. Button 1 plays the tracks in random order. Button 2 repeats the current track. And button 3 plays the first 10 seconds of each track. Press any of these buttons a second time to stop the feature. When you're finished playing a disc, the eject button is located in the top right corner. The radio also features a clock in the display which can be turned on or off using the clock button next to the power button. To set the clock, press and hold the clock button until the time flashes in the display. Use the radio preset button 5 to set the hour and 6 to set the minute. Pressing button 4 will reset the minutes to 0. To store the time, press the clock button again or simply wait 5 seconds. By the way, your Viper's radio antenna is built into the windshield where it's safer from vandals and accidental damage. Now let's look at some basic maintenance points you should be aware of. Over the next few minutes, we'll provide you with tips for keeping your Viper looking and running its best. That process begins now when your vehicle is very new during the vehicle break-in period. This is a relatively short period for your new engine. Drive moderately, below 55 miles per hour, for the first 600 miles. Avoid driving at a constant speed, either fast or slow, during this period. Avoid full throttle starts and acceleration. It's normal for your car to use some oil during its first few thousand miles of operation. This is a normal part of the break-in and not an indication of a problem. As your mileage increases, so will your fuel economy, and the car will simply drive better.
Since you're going to be showing off your Viper engine quite a bit, I'd like to show you how to properly open the hood.
First, reach into the upper driver's side opening of the grille and pull on the hood release latch. The hood will rise about ½ inch. Then reach in under the front edge, where you can see a notch, and release the safety catch. The front edge of the hood will rise several inches. Now move to one side of the car. Reach as far toward the center of the hood as you comfortably can. Grasp the rear edge of the hood and lift. Don't grab the edge and lift there because it puts more of a load on one hinge than the other, which may eventually damage the hinge. Closing the hood is also slightly different. Here's how to do it correctly. Notice the rollers located at the rear edge of the hood. Lower the rear of the hood until the rollers are in their tracks. If one side is above the front edge of the door, it's not in the track. At the front, place your hands just inboard of the headlights, about 2 feet apart and 1 to 2 feet in from the forward edge of the hood. With a slow, steady motion, push down. The hood has 2 latches. To be sure that both latches are engaged, look at the area where the hood meets the front fascia. The left and right sides should be even. There's also another way that you can check if the hood is closed correctly. After closing the hood, grab it at the wheel opening on each side and give it a slight tug. The hood should not move. Be careful not to push the hood down too quickly. You could actually pop the rollers out of their tracks. If this happens, open up the hood and start over. Never try to force the hood down. We recommend that you check the engine oil level at regular intervals. The best time to check the oil level is 5 minutes after you have shut off a fully warmed engine or before starting the engine after sitting overnight. There's a 2-quart range between the min and max dipstick markings. The engine was filled with Mobil 1 10W30 grade at the factory, but any full synthetic may be used when changing the oil and filter. If your Viper will be operated in severe cold conditions, 5W30 can be used. However, 10W30 must be substituted when temperatures warm up. The proper fill quantity is 8.5 quarts with a filter change and 8 quarts without. You should change your engine oil and filter every 3 months or 3,000 miles if you make a great deal of frequent short trips, less than 5 miles. You frequently drive in dusty conditions. You do extensive amounts of idling, such as that experienced during stop-and-go traffic. Or you make frequent high-speed trips with temperatures above 90 degrees Fahrenheit. If none of these apply, you should change your engine oil and filter every 7,500 miles or 6 months, whichever comes first. Consult your owner's manual for more information about engine oil. The engine coolant level should be checked at regular intervals when the engine is cold. The level should be above the top seam of the bottle. You don't need to remove the bottle cap for routine inspections. The coolant itself should be checked every 12 months or before cold weather arrives. The system should be drained, flushed, and refilled with fresh coolant periodically or immediately if the coolant appears dirty or rusty. The clutch fluid reservoir is located behind and to the right of the brake booster. The level should be checked at the same time as other fluids. If it's low, add a brake clutch fluid that meets DOT 4 requirements. In addition, the fluid should be changed every 2 years as it tends to absorb moisture. Brake fluid is checked in the same manner. Check the amount in the reservoir. If it's low, add DOT 4 fluid and change the fluid every 2 years. Check the power steering fluid regularly using the dipstick inside the reservoir cap. The engine should be hot but turned off. The windshield washer fluid reservoir is located at the left side of the engine compartment. Fill the reservoir with windshield antifreeze for the best results. You'll find maintenance schedules for normal and severe operation in your owner's manual. The fuel filler cap is located on the passenger side. When refueling your Viper, use only premium unleaded gasoline with at least a 91 octane rating. Gasoline with mixtures of up to 15% MTBE or 17% ETBE are acceptable, as is ethanol in concentrations of up to 10%. Never use gasoline containing methanol, however. You could damage your fuel system. Fuses for many of your car's accessories are located behind an access door at the left side of the instrument panel. If you must replace a fuse, be sure to use one of the same amperage. You'll find instructions and specifications in your owner's manual. In addition to the power accessory fuses located inside the car, there's an underhood fuse box which contains electrical relays and fuses related to vehicle operation. They can be identified by the label on the underside of the cover. Your Viper's battery is located in a compartment behind the left rear wheel. The battery should require no maintenance. To replace it, remove the left rear wheel. Remove the screws holding the lower splash shield in place, and remove the shield. You can jump start your Viper or another vehicle by using the positive terminal and ground stud located near the power distribution center. Note that you must turn the theft security system off before attempting to start the engine. See the owner's manual for a detailed description of the jump start procedure. Charlie, most Viper owners don't drive their cars every day. Are there any special precautions they need to take?
Well, the battery will maintain a charge for about 30 days if the car is not driven. So if you plan to store it for more than a month, you may want to use a battery tender to ensure the car will start when you want to go for a ride.
If you ever have to change a tire, there are a number of important precautions to observe. Park the vehicle on a firm, level surface. Set the parking brake and shift the transmission into reverse. Turn the hazard flashers on and the engine off. Block both sides of the wheel that's diagonally opposite from where you're jacking. For example, if you're changing the right front tire, block the left rear wheel. And have passengers exit the vehicle. The spare wheel, jack, and jack handle are located at the rear and are secured in place by a nut and bolt. Pry off the center cap of the wheel using the wrench stored in the glove compartment. Loosen but don't remove the wheel nuts while the vehicle is still on the ground. Attach the jack handle and place the jack so that the head engages the lift notch next to the wheel well. The notch is located just behind the front wheel well and just in front of the rear one. Turn the handle clockwise to raise the vehicle until the tire is just above the ground. Remove the wheel nuts and pull the wheel off. Install the mini spare and the wheel nuts with the cone-shaped end of the nut toward the wheel. Hand tighten the nuts. Lower the vehicle by turning the jack handle counterclockwise. Once the wheel is on the ground, finish tightening the nuts with the wrench, alternating nuts until each has been tightened twice. To stow the wheel, fold the bolt out of the way so that it doesn't puncture the tire. You may need to tilt the wheel at an angle to make it fit. Note that you won't be able to close the RT10 Roadster's trunk with the rear tire stowed. Do not drive the vehicle for more than 50 miles or at speeds above 50 miles per hour with the mini spare installed. Avoid sudden maneuvers because the car could handle quite differently with the mini spare in place. Our final group of tips is intended for those of you who have purchased the Viper RT10 Roadster. The RT10 is equipped with a standard vinyl folding soft top, which can be collapsed and stowed in the trunk, making the car well suited for good weather. Remove the top from its storage bag and carefully set it upside down across the windshield header and sport bar. Unfold the side rails and insert the bows into the pockets located on the header. Slide the side rail into the top front header groove. Squeeze the headers together with both hands and tighten the spring-loaded screw until it's tight. The spring also serves to attach the screw to the top so it won't get lost. It's easiest to install the top with 2 people, but if you're careful, 1 person should have no trouble. The top's front latch release pins face toward the front of the car. This means the latch handles should be pointing inward toward each other. Hold the top over your head. Face the rear of the vehicle with the rear edge of the top in front of you. Kneel in the seat and carefully lower the top into position. Start by placing the rear tabs in their slots. Be careful not to scratch the sport cap. With the rear tabs in the slots, go to the front of the top and secure each of the front pins by pushing down on the top above the pin and turning the handle to the side. Looking inside to see the shaft of the pin pulled down is a good idea. After both front pins are in, push down on the rear tabs to secure their engagement. Once the top is in place, snap the side flap into the side rail by starting at one end and rolling it into place. This is also a good time to give a slight tug on the side to ensure that the top is secure.
You might want to practice the assembly and installation of your top a few times to get comfortable with it. After all, you don't want your first time to be in the middle of a rainstorm.
Removal of the top is essentially the reverse of the installation procedure. First, unlock the front by moving the handles to point toward each other. Then disengage the rear. When removing the top, be sure to lift straight up, especially at the rear, to avoid damage. When you fold and stow the soft top, there are certain procedures to follow to help ensure that it has a long life. Place the top upside down across the windshield header and sport bar, just like when we assembled it. Squeeze the headers together and loosen the screws that hold the side rails in place. Detach the support bows and fold the side rails inward. Then fold the top. Never roll the top like you would store a sleeping bag. The locking tabs could puncture the canvas. Instead, hold the top by the front edge so you can read the label and lift and fold in a Z-like pattern. Stop the fold just before the locking tabs. Then cover each tab with the sock we've provided. Folding the top in this manner and using the protective socks work together to prevent damage to the top. Then slide the top into the protective storage bag. If you remove the rear window, you also have a protective storage bag for it. When you're stowing these items in the trunk, insert the top first. Slide one end into the left side of the trunk. It won't fit if you try sliding it into the right side because there's less space due to the fuel filler tube. Once the top is in, you can add the rear window if desired. Use the supplied strap to keep items secure. Attach the strap to one of the rings at the lower front portion of the trunk. Since you cannot see the ring, you'll have to do this by feel. Run the strap through the trunk lock striker plate and attach the other end of the strap to the other ring. Snug the strap to hold all the items securely in place. Your Viper may also have a factory option hardtop. The hardtop provides better thermal and sound insulation, but can only be stored off the vehicle. Because the hardtop is significantly heavier than the soft top, we recommend that you use 2 people to install it. The procedure is basically the same as the one for the soft top. However, there are 3 differences. You don't have to build the hardtop. It doesn't have a side flap. And because there are no front attachment handles, you need a separate tool to secure the front attachments. Lift the hardtop and lower it into place on the car. Lower the top straight down so that it reaches the windshield header and sport cap simultaneously. Be careful when inserting the rear latches into their receptacles because improper installation could damage the sport cap. Use the supplied Allen wrench to engage the front latches by rotating them outboard toward the exterior of the car. Then snap the rear of the hardtop. In addition to the standard soft top and optional hardtop, there's also a tonneau cover that's available from your dealer. Minor alterations must be made to the vehicle in order to use it. 2 cups must be installed onto the car's A-pillars, and trim screws must be replaced near the rear window. We strongly recommend that you have your dealer perform these alterations. Here's the procedure for installing the tonneau cover once the alterations have been made. First, tilt the steering wheel down. Move the seats forward and fully recline them, and lower the side windows. During the first installation, you'll need to lengthen the tonneau's retaining straps by adjusting the ladder buckles. Once they're properly adjusted, you shouldn't have to repeat this. Lay the tonneau over the passenger compartment. Open the snaps that hold the rear window in the vehicle and snap the rear of the tonneau to the snaps on the vehicle. Then, if you're going to leave the rear window installed, snap the window to the tonneau cover. Insert the tonneau's driver's side finger into the window opening with the finger on the outside of the glass. Reach under the tonneau and insert its seatbelt buckle into the seatbelt receptacle. If this is the first installation, tighten the strap by adjusting the buckle until it's very tight. You may find it easier to disconnect the strap, adjust it, and reconnect it until it's properly set. Now repeat these same steps on the passenger side. Then, fasten the hook and loop snaps around the passenger's inside door handle. Fold back the front portion of the tonneau and guide the retaining rod through the channel. Insert the end of the retaining rod into the large holes in both of the A-pillar cups. Fasten the A-pillar snap to the driver's side A-pillar cup. Finally, fasten the hook and loop straps on the driver's side around the side view mirror. This completes the installation. If you like, you can drive your Viper with the passenger side of the tonneau installed. If the tonneau is already installed, simply disconnect the mirror straps, unzip the 2 halves of the tonneau, and remove the driver's side of the cover. If you have not installed the tonneau, you can separate the halves first and install only the passenger side. Hook the center strap to the bottom of the center console trim panel and adjust the ladder buckle until it is taut. Disable the passenger airbag using the switch on the instrument panel. To remove the tonneau cover, simply reverse the installation procedure. Remember that all of the subjects we've covered can also be found in the Viper's owner's manual.
We hope that this tape helps you get the maximum satisfaction from your vehicle.
On behalf of everyone at Chrysler Corporation, Dodge, and Team Viper, thank you. And we hope you enjoy owning your Viper as much as we do engineering them.